Take my hand. Let's go for a walk. I want to tell you a story about a city that is yet to be, a city that needs you to be real. She needs me to be real. This is a city where each of your talents and ambitions can change the course of how we exist. Storytelling is a universal language, surviving generations, centuries, millennia, surviving disease and famine, death and destruction, wars and conflict, slavery and oppression. It survives through our voice and through our hearing. Our voice and hearing carries us through times of great powerlessness. These stories give an indelibility to our experiences. This universal language of storytelling comes alive in Africa, perhaps more so today than any other time. An African parable about why human beings have two ears but only one mouth is a testament that in Africa, listening is the guiding principle. This principle is lost to us in the constant chatter of the Western world. We speak much and hear very little. If we are to learn from history and believe that storytelling is an indiscriminate vehicle for the pages of history, then listening must be our guiding principle. As I shared earlier, I stand here before you today to tell you a story about how a people's unfortunate past commands a future of prosperity, opportunity, and self-determination. And this future is our future city. This is a city I've been dreaming about my entire career, and now have this great opportunity to fulfill this dream within the next 5 years in Free State, South Africa. I want to tell you this story because I am an urban planner, and this is the most exciting commission I've ever had. And because I believe there's a place for you, each of you, in the design of this city, a city for the future. But I want to tell you this story not through my eyes. I want to tell it to you through her eyes. It is said that there are only 2 or 3 human stories that go on repeating themselves fiercely as though they've never happened before. Her story, her history is not unique. What is unique is this great opportunity to rewrite and be a part of rewriting her future. She is a girl of Free State, South Africa. She is someone with dreams and hopes, and she hopes that what you will hear today will be your guiding principle to help rewrite her future. To understand why a city is being envisioned today in Free State, why now, I need to take you back just a little bit. Free State is a province at the heart of South Africa. Its people tell the nation's story. Its landscape is breathtaking. Its rich story starts at the beginning of time. Today, I share with you a history that is relevant to her today. Between 1899 and 1902, the Second Anglo-Boer War led to the birth of what we know today as the ANC, the African National Congress. Our girl witnessed natural resources depleted from her province, not for her prosperity or the prosperity of her family, but for others. She witnessed men separated from their mothers, their wives, their families, their children, to work in mines, not for her prosperity, but for others. Leaders such as Mandela gave everything to fulfill her dream to return this stolen harvest to her children, and one day, her children's children. 2 years ago, the provincial government asked me to join a team of individuals to be a part of fulfilling this extraordinary dream. Her dream, Mandela's dream, through a new city that they call a city for tomorrow. Emboldened by Mandela's sacrifice and strengthened by his resolve for a free and prosperous South Africa, for South Africa, the provincial government assembled our team together and asked us to design a new global dynamic city, one that would grow to a population of over 500,000 people. A green city it must be. No cars allowed. In the center, just walkways. It should be designed to appeal to a young generation, a generation that doesn't find hope in Free State today. A place that celebrates health, education, and economic opportunity. In short, this could be a fantastic leapfrog project using all that we've learned in recent decades to build a beautiful, beautiful modern city from a blank canvas. And all of you in here who've worked on city making, that's all we ever want really is a blank canvas to do it right. So what is so compelling about this? Why now? Why Free State? It's because of him and many others like him. The college-educated youth are leaving Free State and there is an exodus. It's a brain drain. They recognize this. They know that he sees no future there if he is educated. And so in order to stop this brain drain, our team was tasked to design a city and eventually build one that will allow him, his children, and his children's children to prosper. I know what's running through your minds right now. We've heard this before. Many nations have tried, many nations have failed. Politicians promise, and promises are broken. Even our young boy wonders. He wonders, what is my future when my past is so wretched? What do I inherit after centuries of subjugation? He tells himself, I know this earth knows my name, but she has not called me for lifetimes. What do I inherit from that history? I don't blame him, but I know that this vision can be realized. I know this because I have witnessed the provincial government, the elected leadership taking bold steps in order so that this vision can be realized for him. They have identified 17,000 hectares of greenfield. They have designated that this new city will not be attached to an existing municipality or an existing city, that it will not be shackled by existing ways of thinking or existing culture, that it will not surrender itself as a second city to any other city. I know that this vision takes such bold steps and that political will can go a long way. They know that a fresh start is necessary. They've asked us to design a city that incorporates the technologies we know of today and the one that's just around the corner. And this is how it will happen. With a commitment and political will, off we went. We joined them in this dream to incorporate all of the best ideas of architecture, urban planning, state-of-the-art transportation, environmentalism, and for me personally, it became this amazing chance to put into plan all things learned in urban planning. And so we designed a city, the first phase of a master plan for 6,000 residential units. We start with a circular footprint. The shape of the master plan reflects the rising sun. Time and time again, residents, citizens talk to us about how it's their time for a new day. They're waiting for the sun to rise over their history. And so this circular footprint embodies that vision. A new day, the rising sun for the people of Free State. It also, as architects would know, those of us, it allows for efficiency and redundancy. If we imagine a city designed for her citizens, our city, our first phase, is the small circle you see, comparing itself to larger cities such as Paris, Durban, Cape Town. We start with our small inner circle, a circle of residents, about 18,000 with 6,000 units. Imagine this city that provides the healthiest, most sustainable environment for our students, for our residents, a city that secures a quality of life, a 7-minute walk from anywhere to anywhere. And why is this possible, and why now? And why would we do this? How would we do this? This is how. This city has to work for him and for her. We have to make this work. Their government knows that Free State is truly at a crossroads. The youth is leaving for opportunities elsewhere. Mining is winding down. The jobs are not there. People literally pass through Free State. It is a true exodus. They know they have to make it for her. There is an urgency to stop this bleeding, and a sense of hopelessness for a better future. So what will a day be like for these children in their new city? These children will find themselves being able to walk to school. They'll find that their parents can walk to work. They'll find that when their parents come home, they're not exhausted by city living. They're not exhausted by their commute. They can navigate their entire day easily. They can attend their central park. They can go through walking districts at the core. They can take the light rail. And there are smaller blocks so that they can get to all of their needs by foot. And there's an urban center, and all their resources are close by. They can integrate themselves into the central park, open space, and celebrate living outdoors. And that is what cities are about, celebrating living outdoors. They'll have spaces where the verve of humanity can come to life. And they'll have all of their city resources close by. So again, their parents will not be exhausted from commutes to long places to pay the bills. They'll have options for travel beyond what they wish to walk to. They can take the monorail if they wish, and they can borrow a bike to get about. All services within walking or riding distances. They may tend their family garden in their community plot so that they can have fresher foods available to them. They can find their way to shops and services using the pedestrian walkways or the arcade. This city has to be real for them. It has to work for them, and it will. They have the commitment and the political will of their leaders. They have the passion from us to be a part of this dream, to put all that we have learned into practice. This city of the future will happen. It needs a global community to cheer for it. It needs you to stand up and applaud for it. It needs you to contribute to it. It needs you to rewrite their future. The government of Free State knows we are here today presenting their bold vision and master plan for the city of the future. They would love for the ingenuity that fills this room today to be a part of this dream. This city is calling from the future, saying, dream about me, design me, make me happen. I am a small part of this. You are a big part of this. As the sun rises over the past of Free State, casting a brilliant light on its past, on its future, this city of the future calls on you to see it through. Will you dream with me? Will you build with me? Will you make this city of the future real with me? Come.